Let me go through all the songs and tell you what songs I would take as a staple and what songs I would take for teams and for solos. Just to start off, there's two different skills called Dissonance and Encore that I personally would never take. Instead, you're better off taking two music memory sheets. But this might change with the patch coming out on Tuesday for the first patch in early access. That might change a lot of things, so it might change Bard, it might change the meta, who knows. But at this point when I'm making the video, this is the meta. As for the perks that I run, I like Charismatic Performance, as per my other videos. I like taking Storyteller, even if I don't have a Cleric or a Wizard, I really do like the knowledge on it. Superior Dexterity is also super good for song canceling, tied in with Charismatic Performance. Those three perks are basically the main perks I would take every game. Maybe with the exception of Storyteller, it's definitely more of my preference perk, so up to you. But for my fourth perk slot, I switch depending on how I'm playing. So if I'm going for Lute or if I'm going for High Roller, I would go for Wanderer's Luck. Another favorite of mine is Dancing Feet. I like if I'm going for more of an aggressive build and I want to kite more. Going down the list, Jolly Time is more of a niche perk. Lore Mastery is good by itself, it's just a flat out boost to yourself. I would take Melodic Protection if I feel like I'm getting bodied by melee a lot, but it only works when you're playing the instrument, so it has its niche. If I'm running a Rapier and I'm more of a frontline, I'll go Rapier Mastery. Reinforced Instrument looks like a meme perk on the surface, but one of the top bards in the world runs it with purple drums. Definitely more on the nicher side, but it does have its applications if you have a build for it. So unfortunately, Warsong's bugged right now at the time of making this video, and last time I tested it, it only applies to yourself and not allies. Hopefully they fix this on Tuesday, but we'll see. But regardless, you just take two music memories. So now what songs do I take? Drum songs are one of the best. Drums are super useful. You can even throw drums. Drums is amazing. I would take Rousing Rhythms always. It's just a straight up 3 stats for everybody and yourself. It's staple. It's so good. Din of Darkness is only good if you have the equipment for the song. If you don't have anything to boost your magic damage, just don't take it. Beats of Alacrity is pretty good. I would probably always take it, solo and teams. Allegro, I would say, is a little bit weaker, but it's also still really good. If your teammates or yourself can utilize it, it can be powerful. Accelerando is also pretty good. It's a movement speed for catching people or if you have to run away. Again, if your teammates know you have it and they know they can utilize it, then I would definitely use it. Let me put a disclaimer on Accelerando that you don't have to play it 3 times. I've seen Bard videos of people playing the song 3 times to get 3 stacks of the buff. That's not how it works. You play it once. Every second you get a stack, and you can only get 3 stacks. So if you get a perfect on Allegro, you'll get 6 per second, stacks up to 3. That means you'll have 18 action speed and cast speed. Just play it once, and it will gradually increase. This goes for Allegro and Accelerando. Now for the Flute. This is definitely a preference perk. You don't have to take it. It depends on if you're trying to go hard and just kill people, or if you just want to farm. But I like taking it. I can't help myself but gamble on chests. Shriek of Weakness is god tier. You always want to apply it before a fight if you can help it. Piercing Shrill combats with Din of Darkness as 2 damaging instrument songs. I personally like Piercing Shrill. I have nothing against Din of Darkness, but I personally like to take Piercing Shrill whenever I can. Banshee's Howl I feel like is an underrated perk. I feel like people don't really look at it too much. I do think it's good. It's just a little awkward because Shriek of Weakness is better than Banshee's Howl in most cases. You might disagree because you get a movement speed decrease for the enemies, which could be useful, but I don't find use in it. Song of Silence got nerfed where it's now interrupts yourself, which is very unfortunate. It used to be pretty good. If you know how to use it, definitely use it, but it's pretty good for wizards against wizards. Peacemaking's a meme. I don't find it's super useful. The only time I ever found use was when it is a lot of PvE and you have to get to the portals and your buddy can open the portal while you're peacemaking. Yeah, then I would say that peacemaking is pretty good. But if there's any sort of ranged, like a wizard, a PvE wizard or PvE crossbow skeleton or what have you, then it just won't work. They'll be too far and they'll still hit you, which defeats the purpose of this song. I don't even know how to pronounce this. Lament of Langor. I never use this. I've tried using it. It's the 6 seconds for 20 movement speed for me. It's just not useful. I don't think I would spend the time casting this song when I could be casting Piercing Shrill or shooting a crossbow or something. It's just not useful. Or Accelerando. I feel like just anything else would be better than using this. Chaotic Discord is an interesting one because I feel like it's good for solos and it's really bad for teams. If you use Chaotic Discord, It will protect you from getting attacked by monsters, but it won't protect your teammates. If you read the text, the monsters will attack the nearest target. So if it's a teammate, they will just fixate on the teammate. But if it's another PvE monster, then they'll fixate on that. So it has its niche uses in teams. It's definitely way better in solos, but it's very loud. So just be careful when using it. Still think it's good. Aria of Alacrity. I think it's good. I don't think it's bad by all means, but out of all these Lute songs, I would say this is one of the best. And because of that, I just feel like I would not take the Lute at all. And I would just rather get the extra utility spot instead of bringing the Lute. But that's my preference. I have nothing against people that, take the Lute or whatnot, but this is what I would do. To each their own. Tranquility's pretty good. I don't think the nerf killed it completely, but it definitely made it from like an S tier perk to like a B, maybe even C tier perk. You would rather just take bandages and like health pods instead of using Tranquility on your hotbar. So if you're super geared, I wouldn't even take Tranquility. I would just take something else, but it's still very good. I would definitely take this as a flex for solos or for teams. Song of Shadows is also another flex perk. I don't want to call it a meme perk because there is applications, but it's definitely one of the last perks you would put in your build. Harmonic Shield is a staple in both teams and solos, so I definitely would take that every game. Coral of Clarity is definitely really good if you have a wizard or a cleric and they can't afford Potion of Clarity, but with the same thing that I said with Tranquility, if you have Potions of Clarity and they can afford it and they're pimps, then you may as well just drop Coral of Clarity and take something else. Ballad of Courage is a super good perk for solos and for teams. After the whole nerf for Bard, I would say Ballad of Courage is a staple. It used to be a staple for some people's eyes. I used to take Tranquility and Coral of Clarity in the last two spots right here for a team-based build, but since the nerf came out, I always take this now, and I would just take Tranquility or Coral of Clarity, one or the two. For the most part, this is my build. I would swap out Unchained Harmony if you're going a more elite build and you don't really need to open up chests and you're just looking to have a fight. I would definitely swap that out for maybe a Banshee's Howl, or if you want to bring a Lute, you could do an Area of Alacrity, or if you want to do some plays, you could do Song of Shadows, either or. But I like taking it every game, so this is just what my build is. And as for my last perk, if I have a wizard or a cleric, which I usually do, and Potion of Clarity pots at this time are pretty expensive, I would take a Coral of Clarity. But if I was playing solo, I would take Tranquility maybe, and just, sit in a corner. I hope this video isn't too long. I'll try and cut it so it's not too long. But if you have any specific questions, feel free to comment below, and I will try and get to you, and I'll give you my best opinion. Just an FYI, the patch is coming out later, so I just want to preface this that this might change a lot or very little, who knows. And it's just my opinion on these songs. Don't go witch hunting that you think that Chaotic Discord is one of the best perks or whatever, or Lament of Langor. But anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you guys have a good day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.